Straight.
Go, hurry up and fucking start us out.
Welcome back to the 4th episode of Football Discuss.
Welcome to the 4th fucking take of this intro. Jesus Christ.
We've been away for a little while. We said we'd be back quickly. We weren't back quickly. For that, Ryan apologizes.
Yeah, got into big trouble with China.
Big lawsuits coming in.
But it's alright.
But it's okay. We're back.
Here.
We're back now. And we are here to talk about transfers. The season's over. The Euros are over. No one cares about the Olympics. Let's not kid ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
No one cares football-wise. No one cares.
No one cares about
the 100-meter sprint. We'll get into it.
Maybe, possibly. Might dabble into it actually in this episode. But recently there has been a lot of transfer news.
There's been a lot of news, not as much movement as there has been news, but a lot of news nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest one at the moment, obviously, your club, Sporting Red.
Yes, Raphael Varane is we got the here we go from
Would it be
Fabrizio.
Varane or Varane?
Varane. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
part French. Not really.
I'm
but.
100% French.
Anywho, yes, we got the big here we go from Fabrizio himself.
We did.
I trust those words more than anything.
When you hear here we go, it is.
Yeah, it's essentially like I think it's down to medical terms now. Just sorting a few things out as well.
I don't think it's down to medical terms. I think it's more down to getting him to England.
Yeah, that's the quarantine rules. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, to then do the medical. Yeah, and presentation. I believe
the
it'll
medical.
be.
Has anyone ever failed a medical?
I think back in the day, I think Eric Lamela failed his one for Tottenham back in the day.
He still signed for Tottenham.
Yeah. They knew he had an injury, but anyway, that's waffling off topic. So Varane is more or less a Man United player now.
Yep.
That is
unless PSG come in with the quick. They did it to Barca.
They did. It is a huge signing, an absolute
it's a big signing,
huge signing.
It's a big signing.
Just like a couple months after confirming Sancho, like to have those two.
Not even a couple months.
Like a month.
Tops,
tops. Yeah, after confirming Sancho, that is huge. Like to be able to make two huge transfers like that in one window is insane. Like
it's big.
And I think for 40 million. That is a steal for Varane. Someone who's won everything there is in the game. I read he's played in 14 finals. He's won 14 finals. Like, he is the definition of, like, been there, done that kind of thing.
And he's played in essentially one of the most dominant teams we've ever seen. He played in that Real Madrid dynasty.
Yeah, three Champions League in a row.
With Ramos, with Casillas, with Cruz,
with Navas when he
Modric,
was
with Navas,
Ronaldo,
when he Ronaldo, like he's played with just class players after class players after class players with France as well. The guy's not played in a bad team for a long time.
Yeah, and
which is why he's doing so now.
That's a violation. I saw that coming as well. You're not funny.
I mean, a little bit.
We don't support this kind of humor on the show.
A little bit.
Anywho. But, I am a big fan of this signing just because I've always said, it's all good and all to have, youth and, like young players around the squad, energetic players around the squad. And that's what I think we've got the youngest squad by like averaged out in the Premier League. But you also do need to mix that in with experience. And I don't think like bar getting Ramos instead of Varane, I think like this is as good as it'll get for us in terms of a quality centre back with a boatload of experience that's available in the market right now, really. And so I see very good things happening from this. A lot of people are already quick to say Man United are going to be league title winners. I have not on that boat just because we don't have a DM, a proper CDM, and which means we'll probably still be playing with the McFred pivot, which is the sad truth until we get a CDM, because you can see how much it's eating me up right now thinking about this.
The McFred pivot is not it's not comfortable to think about.
No, it's when you think about it, right? That McFred pivot is because we don't have a CDM. None of them are CDMs, but they're like, if we work together, maybe we can make one CDM. That's essentially what that is.
Well, you've got Matic.
But he doesn't have the legs anymore.
Bin him off.
He's like on the verge of like dying.
I don't
Pretty
blame him.
much. Like,
He's been around the block.
he's been there, done that. Just let the man rest, honestly.
Give the man a break.
But that like kind of goes hand in hand with what the transfer news is with Camavinga.
Yeah.
Not essentially a CDM, but like he is young enough.
Yeah,
to
someone we spoke about it in the
developed.
last podcast. Someone like him, someone young.
Yeah.
I think you guys are building a rapport with French players.
Mm-hmm.
Like something about the French players you're bringing in.
Yeah.
But, Man United have had a busy transfer period.
They have.
And it's not over yet. And they've shown that they're ready to spend some money, which is
a first.
Which is a first for a long time.
It's a breath of fresh air. We've like as a United fan, you're just so used to like the whole, do I pay like the whole. Oh, this club wants 45 million. United are offering 40 million. No, just pay the fucking money. And this time we're actually paying the money. And if you want to say, I feel like we've gotten it for a steal, even 40 million. I know he's like with Varane. I know he's only had a year left in his contract, but 40 million is still a good offer. I think
40 million. Yeah, 40 million is a great offer, especially when 50 million's just been paid for a guy like Ben White.
Mm-hmm. It's the English tax.
It's the English tax.
I'm telling you, it's a thing.
It's just I'll never fully be able to understand it.
I don't think anyone understands.
A guy
why.
like Varane for 40 mil is a good sale. Yeah. I think Madrid have let him off cheap, just because they probably just want him off their wage book.
Maybe
that's what I think clubs all around, especially in La Liga. Barca and Real Madrid especially have been struggling to balance the books, staying within the allowed wage guidelines.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting. But speaking of Barcelona, Memphis Depay has gone through, Sergio Aguero has gone through. So Messi said that he's signed a 5-year contract. Worth half of what his last contract
my god. So he's losing so much money.
He's losing.
What will he do, bro?
How is he gonna eat?
He's got a family to feed, man.
He's got a family. Have you seen his dog? The dog probably eats.
The dog probably eats the family. The dog eats the family.
Dog probably eat the family. No, but I think it's good for him. He pays less tax.
Yeah, like
he must have. Well, he didn't pay tax for a while, but he must have been paying.
Which footballers do pay tax these days? Honestly,
no one. They all live in the Caribbean, if you ask me.
There's some shady shit going on in there, man.
They all live in the Cayman Islands.
But yeah, so I mean, it is good news for not only Barcelona fans, I feel like any other fans, just because, especially Premier League fans, that we won't see Messi in the Premier League because unless he's playing for your club, you don't want to see Messi in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So it's good news for everyone, especially. I mean, you're a Barcelona fan. I'm sure you're delighted he's staying.
Why
wouldn't you be realistically?
He is the best player of all time. Yeah. Hands down. The effect that Messi has on a game is night and day. Like you might look at him, from the outside looking in, and he's not doing much, he's not really moving, he's not pressing too hard. But then for 10 minutes straight, he's either assisted, scored, his impact is insane.
Yeah.
Incredible. There'll never be anyone quite like him. If we want to talk about the Ballon d'Or for a second, he's now leading that.
Yeah,
that
100%.
He's, he played one less game than Ronaldo, who's played the most games.
Yeah.
He scored one less goal than Lewandowski, who scored the most goals. He's created the most chances, had the most assists, most dribbles, most this, most that.
Copa del Rey.
He's just won the
Copa America as well.
America with Argentina.
Putting to bed the whole thing
He's
Ronaldo. Yeah, Ronaldo has the international trophy. Okay, I'd just like to make this clear. I prefer Ronaldo, not just because I think he's better than Messi. I think Messi's better.
Fan.
Yeah, I think
and you probably look at yourself in the mirror in the gym.
Yeah, that's it. Washboard, mate. Washboard. Physique. But I think Messi is better than Ronaldo, but I just prefer Ronaldo just because of what he did for Man United, and also just because I just like seeing him play.
Yeah.
I think Messi has definitely got the Ballon d'Or wrapped up. There's the whole talks with Jorginho being up for Ballon d'Or because he won. I mean,
he won the Champions League. He won the Euros.
Imagine if they won the FA Cup against Leicester as well.
Man, but the Ballon d'Or's a journalist award.
Yeah, I know. It's like who did they like? Who
scored the most goals? Who's done the flashiest stuff? Like, yeah, you got to win a couple trophies, but like, I don't know. It's Messi and Ronaldo have basically. Modric had his little Ballon d'Or intermission, little Ballon d'Or stint, but it's basically just been Messi and Ronaldo winning it for more than a decade. Yeah. And that's just the way it's going to be until they retire or they just become so old that they can't move anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll still stand by the fact that Lewandowski got robbed last time.
Well, yeah, he got robbed because there was no Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, there was no Ballon d'Or, of course.
Which is kind of sad.
It's sus.
Because he deserved it.
He 100% deserved it.
He deserved the Ballon d'Or.
And I mean, like, even if he wins it now, I mean, what?
He's not going to, though.
But imagine, like, even if he did, like, just hypothetically, like,
it's not the same.
He won the league, and did he win the cup? No, Dortmund won the cup, didn't they?
I think so.
So yeah, so he won the league, and well, I mean, you could say as well, bring up the fact that he did he did break the Bundesliga record as well for most goals in a season that was been held by Jared Muller for like years and years and years.
Well, yeah, forever.
Beat it in the last minute of the season. Why? By one goal. Yeah. So jammy.
So jammy.
But, you know, he did it nonetheless.
But if anyone was going to do it, it was going to be him.
Lewandowski.
He's just been a goal-scoring machine.
Yeah.
So let's get back to transfers. Man City. Talk to me.
So, obviously, it's not uncommon knowledge that they want to sign Kane. Grealish as well is on their radar. I've been told... Yeah, but I've been told by, my sources and everything.
Your sources?
Yeah.
What's that, like sources. Barbecue ketchup?
Tomato.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said ketchup.
It's tomato. That Kane has apparently been offered 400,000 a week by Man City, and for the transfer fees of 160 million. This is after Guardiola goes and says, "We don't have the money.
We don't have the money to spend on a striker.
Like the COVID coming in, we don't have the money.
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 Load of shit. I knew he was a load of shit.
Garbage.
Always. He was always a load of shit. Like, no one was genuinely gonna believe that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't. There's not really much to say.
Garbage.
Essentially, and so that is the figures being brought around. Will it happen? I genuinely hope it doesn't.
Well,
I actually feel like it does.
Hold on. It'll happen either this season or next season. As soon as Kane's contract with Tottenham runs out, because he's not going to sign with Tottenham.
No, he's not.
Kane wants to win trophies. Kane deserves to win trophies.
Yeah.
Kane is such a good player to just stay at Tottenham and have the shit players around him bottle it for him every season.
And it's like
Tottenham is just... Yeah.
He's not getting any younger.
He's not getting any younger.
Like, he's 28, man. He's 28. He's won the Audi Cup. That's all he's got.
And it's not like he's had an injury-free run. It's not like he's made of steel. The guy's made of glass.
Yeah,
he's probably gonna get injured again.
His ankle is made of glass. Like, it's genuinely it's being held together by rubber bands at this point.
Oh, honestly, but I think if City get a hold of him and Grealish this season.
But you say that,
Dangerous
but
signs.
like, honestly, if they just get a hold of Kane itself, I think it's already game over.
Well, Grealish, I think, is by not a long way, but I think under Guardiola he could flourish even more, and under any top coach he'll flourish even more. But give Grealish free reign, and he will assist 30 Harry Kane goals. If they're paired up together.
Yeah, I mean, they did have a good connection in the Euros.
Yeah, and Grealish, I don't understand why he didn't play more in the Euros. I think Southgate just looked for a more defensive option. But Grealish has shown just how valuable he can be when he's given kind of like free reign. Go and run at defenders. Yeah. Go and get in the box and get the ball across the goal.
Yeah.
And they showed every time he whipped it in, it was a goal basically.
And like so obviously he was playing on the same side of Sterling, and Sterling had a very good Euros, and that would be kind of the same thing, Sterling and Grealish on that left wing.
I think even Man City might look to offload Sterling.
Yeah, I mean,
they might do.
If you ask me, I know people go on about how Sterling's so disrespected and like
he's a little
bit, but like
good player.
At the same time, you can't be so reactionary and be like, just because he had a good Euros, he's so underrated. So
I think he's perfectly rated.
I think he's perfectly rated. Yeah.
He's a good player. Is he the star of that team potentially? No.
Cue the video where sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
That's exactly how you explain Sterling. Like it is what it is. Like
it is what it is.
You can be a world class player one day, and he can fucking miss a penalty, then miss the rebound, then hit the post straight afterwards, and it is just, and then miss an empty net against Leon. Like that is just what he does.
It's
like
just Sterling things, really. Yeah.
So I think he's perfectly rated, and I think Grealish would be a huge upgrade, and I think I'd be shaken if he goes. I've been wondering if he will actually go, just because how old is he? 26, 25, 26? Something like that.
He's
yeah,
really
he might be younger.
Later.
A lot
of the world class top quality players that we know today have been not world class, but have shown that they're world class from day dot. Grealish in the last couple of seasons has really flourished.
Yeah, I agree.
It's cool to see someone who's not exactly, he's not your Phil Foden, who's, 18, 19,
and he's already
started
out,
and, now he's 21, 22, and he's
Yeah.
starting for City. But Grealish is a great player.
Yeah, he is.
Very, very good player.
The reason why I was bringing him up with the age and all that is because I don't know if he would leave, just because of the sheer fact, like I said, he's I think he's 24, 25 by now, and if he wanted to leave, he would have left already.
Well,
ages
they're
ago.
offering him a lot of money.
They are, but his loyalty does go deep with Arsenal. It is his boyhood club.
Definitely.
I know, you could say the same thing about Kane. Kane's boyhood club is with Spurs, and he came through the ranks and everything like that. But it's a bit that's a bit different of a situation.
You can see that he's gonna move.
Yeah,
he will move.
Whereas Grealish, like I said,
could not happen.
If he wanted to leave, he would have left already. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because he. With Kane, you could wait. Spurs do have the quality to win a trophy. They just haven't done it. Whereas, Aston Villa, you never looked at them and be like, yeah, no, they can still win things, I mean, their team is arguably, a lot better now, but don't see them still winning a trophy anytime soon,
You still have to get past Man City, Chelsea, who look to spend at this transfer window. They've been rumoured with Haaland,
every single striker known to
mankind. Everyone's rumoured with Chelsea. They've just offloaded Giroud.
Yeah. Which I think was their best striker, to be honest.
Arguably, yeah, he produced some moments. He rarely saw the pitch, but he produced some moments.
Now that is a player who is underappreciated.
Giroud, honestly.
That is a player right there.
God, he's class.
Yeah. But I feel like it's the same situation with Man City in the sense that I think Chelsea is just one quality striker away from being an absolute amazing team. They've got the best midfield in the league, in my opinion, with Jorginho, Kante, and
Kante,
that whole. They're just so good.
When Kante's on form, it's hard, really, really hard to play against him. He was off form in the Euros, and we saw how
detrimental that is to a team.
To have a guy essentially just not do anything in the middle of the pitch. Pocketed by Granit Xhaka.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
But
never thought we'd say that.
No, never. Not on this podcast, at least.
No, not yet.
But yeah, so they are on the brink. But I feel like if they don't sign that striker, they're gonna struggle, definitely. It's not like a City situation where if they don't sign a striker, they'll struggle. I still think they'll do alright. They played pretty much all of last season without a striker.
They just play with the
false nine. Whereas Chelsea have tried that, but they do even though they won the Champions League, there was times last season where they just really looked toothless up front. They just didn't have that one person you could just rely on for the goals.
If you look at Timo Werner especially, I know people like to get on him. I think he's a great player who's just missing some confidence. I think because the amount of chances that he missed, if he scores even 75% of those chances, we're calling him an outrageous signing. Because we're sitting here going, Timo Werner. We all thought he was going to be a great signing.
I didn't, actually.
He's a good signing, just needs to hit the back of the net. That's the only thing missing. He gets in the right position. It's like Morata. We always talk about Morata. If you've watched the other podcasts, you know how we feel about Morata.
We love the guy.
Does all the right things. Gets in the right positions. Dribbles. Physique.
Yeah.
Everything. Beautiful. Can't fucking finish.
And it hasn't...
Our DMs are still open, Alvaro. Hit us up.
We're waiting. We've been waiting for quite a while now.
We'll teach you how to finish.
It's actually kind of disrespectful that he hasn't like gotten in contact with us.
We'll show you top bin business.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I won't. But like,
you can.
You know, if you want like a new career in goalkeeping because you can't clearly finish, then I'll help you out with that.
Maybe you can stop other people from finishing.
No, that's
like
true.
his wife.
That is a violation.
A little bit.
I mean, he's a good-looking guy. I feel like he could be married.
That's sus.
And he's a good-looking guy. Don't disrespect Martha like that. Come on, man. Like we can talk about his finishing, but he's a good-looking guy. See how much we waffle. We waffle way too much on this podcast.
Very fast.
You know, before this podcast, we were just saying, you know, let's not even make a script. Let's just waffle, see what happens. We could totally do it. We could totally do it. It's in the notes. What haven't we mentioned in the notes? Pogba. We haven't talked about Pogba that much. So obviously, the talks have been like Pogba leaving, Mino Raiola being himself, is talking to PSG representatives because he fucking hates everyone at Man United. He hates everyone in football.
It's not that he hates everyone. Mino Raiola is just he's the agent to end all agents because he understands how to get himself paid.
Exactly.
More than and if he's chasing the bag harder than the players, he takes commission from the players.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, well, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna pay 30% more of what you should, and then you're gonna pay me another 30%. And it's like,
and then you're gonna pay his dad.
And then you're gonna pay his dad, and his sister actually needs a place of work. So you're gonna build her a place of work. You're gonna fund it all.
Yeah.
And you're gonna pay for the mum's IVF.
Yeah, essentially that's what happens. It's the whole thing. Like it happened with Haaland, didn't it? We were just like, you gotta pay Haaland's father as well, bro.
You gotta break the record fee to pay for Haaland. Yeah. 280 or something.
Whilst you can get him next season for less.
Next season less, but you gotta break the record fee to sign Haaland. Then you have to pay me 20 mil. Then you have to pay his dad 20 mil
because he was in the process of giving birth to him. You wouldn't be signing this guy if it wasn't for this guy.
Well, the dad was only involved for, I would say, 5 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, he did.
And then you got to pay the mum, I think.
Yeah, at least. He's
9 months,
the one who carried. Yeah, 9 months. It's like you got to pay the mum at least 90 million. You know,
90 million.
10 million for each month that she kept him in the womb.
Wow.
Kind of thing.
I reckon he was only in there for a week. Have you seen that guy?
He's quick. I think that man was... Bro, I am questioning whether that man was even in a womb. Like, I think that man was built in a lab. Yeah. That man was built in a lab.
He's just a fucking freak.
I mean, I've genuinely, you've seen all those like photos of like half Haaland, like half robot. And like, I won't be surprised. Like,
he's a freak.
You see that man in interviews. You see how that guy reacts to scoring goals. You see how the man runs.
First half was good, second half was shit.
Like, genuinely, that guy is something else. I wouldn't be surprised if he was built.
I love him though. He's so funny.
I feel like we've waffled on.
We've waffled enough.
Yeah, so, I feel like our waffling is dying out a little bit.
Our waffling is immortal. Our waffle never dies.
But you know, we can't have everyone constantly listening to our bullshit when...
No, you'll go mental.
Yeah, exactly. we do want you guys to stay. We do want you to click on every time you see our new episodes pop up on Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah.
Which if you don't have notifications turned on for YouTube, you should.
Definitely.
You should also follow all our social media. Instagram. What else are we on? TikTok and Twitter, which all the links will be down in the description below. Keep up to date with what's going on. Well, hopefully the next episode will not be
soon.
That big.
Well, hopefully something happens.
Yeah, hopefully something happens for us to talk about.
Because if there's not much happening for us to talk about, then there isn't really much for us to say.
We can. We've been talking about that. Possibly we'll be talking about the new kits that come out.
We want to make a kit review
video for YouTube.
About our favorite kits of the new season. Tell you which ones are shit and which ones are class.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say some controversial things.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
To stir people up and to stir the internet up, and so that will probably be exclusive to YouTube.
I think that'll be a
exclusive to
YouTube exclusive because you kind of need the visuals in there.
So more incentive to follow that one. Well, subscribe to that one, and yeah.
Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you for listening on Spotify if you're on there, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.
See you soon.
See you.
See ya.